Are you ready to hear something that's crazy? So not that long ago, I made a video talking about why I feel like you should never buy USB microphones, because basically I said that USB microphones are overpriced and that you could get an XLR setup for the same price, but it was gonna sound better and future-proof you. And then not even like a week or two after I made that video, I got reached out to by Fifine, and they wanted me to review the K669B, which is, you guessed it, a USB microphone of theirs. So in this video, we're gonna be reviewing that microphone, and we're also gonna be doing some tests where you guys can hear what the microphone sounds like. As a quick overview, the K669B is a condenser microphone. So real quick, for those of you who aren't audio guys and you don't know a lot about what that means, condenser microphones are normally used for vocals, and the reason for that is because they pick up a lot of detail, and usually they're best used when you're very close to the microphone. They usually pick up a little bit less background noise than dynamic microphones, which are the main alternative. It comes with this tripod that's got these little padded feet on there, so that way you can sit it on a desk. You don't actually need a mount, but it does also have this right here. If you unscrew it from there, then of course it has got a attachment that you can use to hook it up to an existing mount that you may have, and you know, it of course is adjustable. Not a whole lot of crazy stuff going on over here, but of course it's got the USB. Doesn't require any kind of audio interface or phantom power or anything like that, just straight USB to your computer. One thing that I should note is that the USB cable is attached to the microphone, and I am always leery about designs like this because it is nice that it won't ever get unplugged from the microphone itself, but it is also a little bit scary just in case that cord ever gets cut. Or so, like, if you've got a dog or something that likes to chew cables, then you might want to keep this away from them. Yeah, I'm talking about you. And I mean, let's be honest, half of the purpose of a microphone is to look cool. So for those of you who like to have your microphone sitting in the shot during your live stream, then, you know, you might like this. I kind of like the appeal to it. It's very simple. It's, you know, pretty straightforward, and it looks kind of cool. And it comes in a couple of different colors as well. So right now, this microphone is sitting at $45 on Amazon, which of course there will be a link down below in the description where you can go purchase one of these microphones if you end up watching this video and you decide that maybe this is something you want to buy. There will be a link down below for one of those. And again, from my video where I talked about not buying USB microphones, my main complaint about USB microphones was that to get a good USB microphone, you've got to spend like $100, which at that point you can go ahead and get an XLR setup. So with this mic sitting at $45, let's see if I was wrong. So right now I'm at a pretty relaxed stance with the microphone. This is completely unedited or anything like that. There's no noise reduction, no anything to it really. This is just completely recording at this distance right here. A solid, like, probably, you know, 10 inches away from the microphone, I would say. And I've just got it sitting here on the desk, and this is me at my computer. So there's not really a whole lot going on as far as background noise in this room. I do have a ceiling fan running, but there's really not a whole lot else going on. So right now I've got this mouse here. We'll do some mouse clicks. And then we can even do a little bit of typing on the mechanical keyboard. So right now I'm a little bit more up close and personal with the microphone. We're getting a little bit friendly here. I'm a lot closer to the microphone. This is maybe a stance more like what you'd be doing during like a podcasting or some kind of like rehearsed recording. Maybe not so much a live stream, you know, where you're focusing strictly on the microphone right now. You're recording your audio. This is how it sounds, very, very close. This is how it sounds if you're being very obnoxious. You're getting very close to the microphone. So I put this spare cap over the microphone that I've got just to see if that affected it, because I don't really like the idea of a naked microphone. Like, I guess, you know, I'm always like, you may as well add a little something to prevent some of these plosives and pops, which I haven't listened to the audio yet, to be fair, so I don't know if there are any, but I'm just assuming that there are. Like I said, something about a naked microphone and being that close to it definitely scares me a little bit. And let's see here. So I see that the audio, the volume is at like the midway point. Let me maybe try turning that up. Yeah, that probably sounds bad. I'm looking at the audio peaks and the waves as they're recording, and yeah, that looks like it'd be bad. All right, so let's try to turn it down pretty low. Okay, so now I've turned it pretty low, and I think we're probably going to have better results with that. Normally that's how I like to go, is like have it very low, which I talk loud, like, to be fair, but usually I like the gain to be like very low, and I think that this is going to be sounding a lot better with it. This is turned like maybe like 30% of the way, I would say, on the volume knob, and of course I'm sitting here pretty close to the microphone, and now this is with the gain or the volume turned pretty low, still at like 30%, and with it maybe at a more like casual distance from me. And again, as far as background noise, we've got a ceiling fan going, and really not a whole lot else in the way of background noise that should be going on right now. You know, I'm kind of curious about this tripod too that came with it for the mount. I'm curious like how shockproof it is. It's got these little pads on the bottom, but I don't know if they really do a whole lot as far as absorbing sound. So like, this is just a gentle tap, you know, maybe like picking up my phone and putting my phone down. Is that doing anything for it? What about if that dude hacks my lobby and I get pissed and I beat the desk a little bit? Is that gonna pick it up a lot? Let's see how it picks up audio like right now when I'm looking at it, and then we're gonna kind of look more towards the right. And now we're gonna look more towards the left. And we're going to be turned around, and we're going to see, and I'm talking pretty loud right now, but now compare that again back to looking at it from the front. Speaking of all that, I'm not sure if this thing picks up audio so much like from the top particularly. I think it kind of goes all the way around. I think that it doesn't pick up from any direction in particular, so we'll kind of test that right now. I'm just talking here to the front of it. And now I'm talking a little bit more directly onto the top of it. I don't know if maybe one of these areas picks it up better. And we're talking, of course, to the front, the side that has the knob right now. So again, I'm not sure. I don't think that it picks up anything in particular any better. So now let's test out like a little bit of background noise. I'm gonna get up, leave, so you should hear the wheels of my chair move. You'll hear the door opening on the other side over there, and we'll see kind of how it picks up that stuff. So I went back and listened to those, and I gotta say, I was overall pretty impressed with the quality of this. Again, for $45, this is a good microphone. Now, you know, I still stand by what I say as far as XLR microphones are obviously gonna be a good setup, but for $45, I would say that this is worth it. When you're first starting out and you're looking for some very affordable gear, sometimes the difference in the extra $30 or $40 that it may take for you to get an XLR setup might be very important. And so with this, I would say that this is one of the better USB microphones that you can get around the $50 range. This is sitting right under $50, making it very appealing and very affordable to people. I think that this is best applied to podcasters and YouTubers, not quite as much live streamers. And the main reason for that is because it's a condenser microphone. So I think that it sounds best when you've got it turned down very low and when you can be very close to the microphone. So either A, again, when you're a podcaster and you really don't have to worry about anything else other than your microphone, or a YouTuber where, again, you're doing something maybe a little bit more rehearsed. Now, if you're a Twitch streamer and you don't mind having the microphone pretty much right up in your face, hey, maybe that's even your aesthetic. Some people kind of like the look of that. Personally, not my choice, but if you don't mind having a setup or having some sort of a mount where you can have it very close to your face, then I think it's gonna sound very good. Again, with it turned down pretty low and very close to your face, then I think it's gonna sound very fine. You're not gonna have any kind of issues as far as background noise, because it does have a pretty crisp sound that I was very surprised at. Now, turned up even to the midway, it does get a lot of background noise and things like that. It definitely sounds like a $45 microphone at that point, but as soon as you turn that knob down to, I like to keep it around the maybe 20%, 30% area, then you actually get a very crisp sound that I was pretty happy with, especially again at that price point of $45. So overall, if you're just looking to get started and you want to get in under $50, I would definitely say that this is a good route to go. So again, this is the Fifine K669B, and there will be a link in the description down below if you want to go purchase that directly from Amazon right now. I think this is really good if you're looking at getting into podcasting, getting into YouTube, and maybe even doing a little bit of streaming. I recommend, if you're going to go buy it and you really want to get the most out of it, to also invest a couple extra bucks and get yourself a little wind cap or something like like that, or maybe even a pop filter if you want to get real fancy. And, you know, also getting a stand. Personally, I'm never a big fan of the tripod stands that come with these microphones. I've got some nice ones that have come with microphones, and this is probably one of the better ones that I've got. The legs feel very sturdy and actual like real metal instead of like the cheap plastic that most of these tripod stands come with. So I will say this is good. And the pads on the bottom are also very nice, and like they actually felt like they did a better job of absorbing some of the shock. But overall, especially if you're streaming and you're going to be, you know, clanking on your keyboard and mouse while you're recording, then I would recommend investing in some sort of a stand to where it's not actually touching your desk at all. You can find pretty decent ones for like 30 bucks. And in fact, go down below and you'll also see my kit.com profile where I've got a couple of different setups. You'll see what my current recommendations are for low budget and high quality streaming. And so I'm sure that there's going to be some stands in there that you guys can find that are going to be cheap and get you going. But anyway, guys, that is it for this video. Please let me know what you think down in the comments below, and be sure to like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. And also check out my Twitch and everything else. Links for that will be down in the description below. But anyway, guys, thank you so very much for tuning into this video. I hope you have a nice day, and goodbye.